Hey everyone, it's Michael and
Ruben!
from Little Coin Shop, littlecoinshop.com.au, bringing you all the best in numismatics. What do we got here, Rubes?
We've got April's releases.
April's releases from the Perth Mint.
That's it. I was thinking about this earlier. I know they're a government organisation, but do they ever pull any little cheeky April Fools on the first? Because that's when these get released, is on the 1st of April. And I always wondered if they ever would slip anything in, or if it's a big no-no because they're a government organisation.
I think they're all a bit too serious over there for that.
I get the feeling after having met some of them that I think they'd like to, but there's probably a few bits of red tape that they would have to get through that would make it a bit harder. But yeah.
Yes. This is a good release this month. There's heaps in it. So much so that I can't even open the bag.
Is that the sign of a good release, is it?
That's right. Might just slice this one quietly without causing any major dramas.
Good stuff.
Alrighty.
Oh, and you have picked one to start with, Michael.
I have. This one's a stunner. This one's got a lot of story behind it, and I'm going to get it wrong, I will guarantee you. So maybe do some research, don't believe everything I say. But this is the start of a new series. This one's called Fate. The Marae, and then inside the beautiful Perth Mint boxes, as per normal, you get this incredible coin. C of A first.
That will have the story that you were alluding to before.
Will have, but you've got this incredible coin. I'm going to get a glove, even though Matt and I disagree about whether you need a glove with antique coins, but it's a beautiful, beautiful coin with an incredible story about it. And I'm actually going to paraphrase a little bit, but you've got the three sisters there. Let me get my eyeballs on. So this is basically the story of life through these three sisters.
Through Greek mythology.
That's correct. So these are called the Fates, known as the Marae. They're ancient goddesses who personified destiny. There you go. I'm not even going to attempt the names because I'll get them wrong. But you've got the spinner who starts, I'm pretty sure it's the spinner that starts it all off. And you can actually see that in here. Then you have the allotter who's measuring the thread.
Yep.
And you can see that there on the other side. And then you have the inflexible who cuts the thread, signifying the end of it all that we all inevitably come to. So it's a beautiful, almost haunting coin, the way they've done it. Where you've got this, the antiquing really works with this, where you've got this darkened background with these images, these three sisters coming out of that darkened background. And it's just an incredible design. And then on the obverse, we've obviously got there King Charles and the standard stuff. But even with this side, with the toning of the antiquing, it just looks amazing. But this is an absolute stunning coin. And like I said, it is the start of a new series. This is Greek mythology, this one.
I think they've done a really good job kind of modernising what feels like an ancient Greek coin. Just the stylings of it do feel very ancient Greek. Obviously, that's what they're going for, but I think they've nailed that on the head. But also, with some of those antiquing technologies and, like you were saying before about bringing out the shadows, it is easy to tell still that it's a modern coin. So I think they've kind of brought the best from both worlds. And obviously that packaging as well is, just super cool to see alongside it. So, really, really good job on that one, Perth. Interested to see where that series goes. Yeah,
I think they nailed it with this one, which is really good to see. All right, what else have we got hiding in here? The faithful, the wedge-tailed eagle.
The wedge-tailed.
So you can see there comes in the standard wedge-tailed packaging. Now this one is an ultra-high relief. Love it when they do these. So what they do is, you'll see it's a standard size coin planchet. So for a 1 ounce. But it's actually not a 1 ounce coin. This should be, no, I'm wrong. It's a 1 ounce, but it's in almost a ½ ounce planchet, because it allows them to then, as you can see there, if you look at the rim, it gives them the depth of the coin. So I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but the coin is almost, I've got it on its side there, haven't I? The coin is scalloped. So it's got this concave finish. So it allows the coin to dish down, for want of a better term, and then they can actually draw the design out three-dimensionally. So it has this beautiful effect of giving that eagle that we love with the wedge-tailed eagle design. It actually draws it out and gives it this three-dimensional perspective, and it just looks amazing with the quite shiny finish for the eagle, and then the matte finish in the background. So I love these ones, and Perth Mint, probably one of the best mints in the world for doing these creative designs where they play around not only with the design itself, but also with the manufacture of the coin there. This one really, really, really pops. They've done a great job with it. And again, John McCanty design. For those that don't know, John McCanty was chief engineer at the US Mint, and he's been part of this design almost since day one of the Wedge-tailed eagle series.
Very synonymous with him.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Next in the box.
Feels like a heavier coin, this one.
Oh, all right.
It's a Kookaburra. This is the silver incused. Again, Perth's really highlighting some of their, what's the word? Left of field techniques that they're using at the moment. And I don't mean that derogatorily at all. They are doing an amazing job with, we've seen here just on display already, you've got your antiquing, which they do incredibly well, but also the reverse proof, the ultra high relief there. And then this one goes on to the next level where they've actually incused the coin. So again, similar to what we saw with the wedge-tailed eagle, you've got a smaller planchet size, but with a heavier coin. And this one, I believe, is a 5 ounce. Yes. This is a 5 ounce, so quite a thick coin, which allows them to do this concave effect, this dish effect. But in this case, instead of drawing it out three-dimensionally, they've actually pressed it further into the design. So you can see there the Kookaburra design is actually recessed into the coin itself. And it has this fascinating effect of almost giving a three-dimensional shadow. And I know shadows aren't three-dimensional, but it gives this almost three-dimensional reverse impression. I guess that's why they call it incused, where it's pushed in, almost like a footprint of times gone by sort of thing. So it's this beautiful design, this year's design, which is amazing for the 35th, the reproduction of the original design just there, but this whole incusing, this whole sinking it into the design itself, and it just comes off really well. And you can see there mirrored finish on the back with King Charles. So another one, and a really great, just in this you've got this really great display of Perth Mint abilities with these new designs or new techniques.
That's it. Got to hold a Kookaburra a couple of weeks ago, Michael.
A real one?
Yeah, real one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Alrighty, what we're missing is the gilding. This is a reverse gilded.
There you go. Like you said, kind of ticking off all of these different techniques here.
Yeah.
So very cool to see. And I'm sure that is absolutely a planned thing on Perth Mint's half to make sure there's not 5 different reverse gildings all releasing at the same time and that they're a little bit spaced out.
Yeah.
But we've got the kangaroo
so
there.
The kangaroo here.
The 2 ounce.
But in the 2 ounce. So a normal, for those that would already know, the normal gilded is usually a silver coin. So we've got a 2 ounce. Yes, it is 2 ounce silver. So you'll find with the gilding, it's 99 times out of 100, it's 1 or 2 ounce, whatever it is, of silver. And then they don't get excited about the gold. It is 4/9 gold, but it's such a thin layer that you're not buying it for its gold content. You're buying it for the design effect. So normally gilding, they pick a feature and they gild that, and then they leave the rest silver. In the reverse gild, they leave the feature that they're trying to highlight in silver and they gild everything else. So in this case, we've got that whole gilding in the background there. So all the landscape, the lettering, everything's been gilded there, but they've allowed the 2 kangaroos to remain in that silver colour to draw them out of the design. And it has an incredible effect really makes them pop out of the coin itself.
I know we're looking at the reverse gilded here, Michael, but do you have a preference between either gilding or reverse gilding, or is it a kind of design dependent?
It's design. I'm going to fall back on that. It's design dependent because some of the designs they've done as straight gilding just look amazing, where they just pick one feature out and they just gild that little feature, and it doesn't even have to be a large amount of gilding. It's just that. You know, they might pick a tree in the background or a weed or like just something, and they'll draw it out just with that, and it changes the whole design and makes it really pop. But I also like the reverse gilding where they do the opposite, where you almost get this overload of gold with a far more reasonable price. This amount of gold, if this was solid, would be horrendous. But you get this overwhelm of gold with this subtlety bringing the design out in the silver itself. So I think they do a great job. And in actual fact, and this is going to freak a lot of people out, the favourite part I find on this coin is actually the obverse. I really like the way they've used the gold in the background here and drawn King Charles out in the frosted finish. And I think that just really pops.
It really does.
So, yeah, sorry to disappoint a lot of people out there.
But no offence to the kangaroo either, but
it looks great for the kangaroo, but I think the obverse is actually what makes it really pop out. All right, and this is a big month's release, another wedge-tail. This must be the larger version of that one. I had a feeling they were releasing the 5 ounce this month.
Yes, the wedge-tails kind of tend to all come out at once.
Yeah. So you can see they're very similar to the other one that we've done. Actually, this one pops a lot more.
Yeah.
Because in this one you can actually, you can see, again, it's a 5 ounce coin on about a 2 ounce planchet, but it now gives them enough room on the planchet to really draw that design out. And in fact, if I roll it upside down, you might actually get that effect better around the wings and head there because it's not graduated like it is on this side. So it really just pops that design right out. And then again, King Charles on the back. Won't go too much into that one other than to say it's a beautiful one. I'm going to stick him on top there.
Only because we've already looked at the design, not because it's not a
that's right.
Stunning coin. They've done well.
Yeah.
And I quite like the eagle that they've gone for this year. It felt very Roman to me upon originally looking at it. That kind of almost ancient eagle.
Now, when I saw this one, Rubes, I thought of you.
That could be good or bad.
Well, not because of what it is, but because of what it does. And you can't really see it in this light, but you will get it with the camera effect. You can see the colouring in the box itself.
I'll make sure to have some fun with that.
Yeah, so it really plays up. You got, I don't know, I initially called it an oil effect. I'm sure it's not, like that water on oil sort of thing.
Yeah.
But that rainbow effect through the background of it is just amazing the way they've done it. So this is the Winged Victory. This is the celebration of the end of World War II. Always military-based coins are always very, very popular. So this one will undoubtedly be. But Winged Victory. And inside here, when I get
got
there,
the Greek goddess Nike.
you studied up on it.
I have. The goddess of victory, which was often surrounding the Olympics and things like that. And I'm going to hazard a guess where a certain shoe company may have yoinked their name from
right.
with a slightly different pronunciation. But no, a very beautiful coin there.
Yeah, it is. But it's funnily enough, I actually really like the coin, but it's the packaging that I went, wow.
Yeah, no,
they've really gone hard with this.
I tend to agree.
Yeah, so beautiful finished coin.
Also interesting, I mean, obviously that'll be based on certain years and things like that, but I remember seeing a design like this fairly early on after starting. I think it was a 2021 coin that they also did a Winged Victory there as well. So it's kind of, it's not part of a series, but they've also done something like it before. So interesting to compare the two. I definitely prefer the packaging on this one a lot more.
Yeah. So this one's very similar to the one we just opened, but this is the 1/4 ounce gold version of it. I don't know. These unboxings with packaging flying left, right, and centre.
I was going to say, just get rid of that over there.
Yeah. So you can see it's the same. It's the same effect on there, and I'm assuming it's coming up on the camera. In fact, it probably comes up better. But because it's gold, it's actually got the golden background in it rather than the silver on this side. So I actually think the gold one pops even more.
I mean, I think having both next to each other pops the most.
Yeah, well, you're probably right. Just splash out and get one of each. Why not? I think that we've got a 1 ounce version in here as well somewhere. 1 ounce of gold, that is. So you know who's done the design on this one?
I don't.
Sean Rogers.
Hey.
Old Sean. So you can see there the 1/4 ounce, slightly smaller for obvious reasons, being gold and 1/4 ounce, but still the very similar design, and it still pops really nicely.
Very cool to see the comparison there.
Oh, I think they're great. So we'll sit those side by side and see what else we've got hiding in here. I think we're almost coming to an end. We are. So there's 1 or 2 that are missing,
Yes.
which we'll try and get some footage of, particularly one of them. And it's trying to highlight a series. I have a feeling it'll be sold out pretty much straight away, but we'll come back to that in a minute, so just hold fire. So this one's the Brumby. So we all know that Perth Mint produce a Brumby series every year, but this one's the gold proof. So just to highlight what it looks like. They're getting quite expensive these days.
Yeah, let's take a look at that packaging first.
Yeah, the packaging's great. So you've got what I love about the Perth Mint stuff is that they have the designer of the coin also designs the packaging as well. So usually they will take the design of the coin and they'll take it even further on the packaging. And that's what they've done in this case here as well.
It's a very almost surreal kind of dream sequence, this one for me. You know, got the flat kind of dry plain with the not quite realistic, well, I guess almost gold silhouetted horse with the lightning.
Yeah. And then you've got the design itself on the coin,
which does actually bring out the detail of said Brumby.
So you can see there they've taken the lightning in the background and they've actually given it colour and depth on the box itself. So it's an incredible design. I think they've done well re-imaging the horse, if you like, on the design. They've given it a very non-detailed finish on the box itself, but on the coin it's got quite a bit of detail in it. But then the background has more detail on the box than it does on the coin. So it's this interesting dichotomy. And I think they've actually really done well with that one. So that's available as well while stocks last. And again, all these things are quite limited in stock. So head over to littlecoinshop.com.au, grab them while they're in stock. If they're not there, they're no longer in stock, and I apologise for it straight away. The ones that aren't displayed here, or the main one that's not displayed here, is the Jimi Hendrix one. And Ruben will grab some footage for that. That's a very limited release. It's part of their, I can't think of the name of the series now, but they started off with AC/DC.
Some rock legends.
Yeah, that actually might be what it's called.
It might be. I've just known.
Yeah. But so Jimi Hendrix is the next one in that series, and it's a great coin. They've done a great design with it, done in conjunction with the with Jimi Hendrix family. They've got to give the final sign off, and I think they've really nailed it with this one. It's a really good mixture of.
It's very psychedelic 60s.
Yeah, it is that 60s 70s kind of era, and very. It's a real statement. I think they've done well. They've made a modern coin, but they've really captured that era of the 70s, like that psychedelic movement.
Which was exactly my compliment of the Greek stuff here. So it's cool to see Perth, which is exactly what you want out of a coin like that, is to pay homage without completely modernising it and making it
destroying it.
That's it. So it's really cool to see Perth doing it.
So if you can grab one of the Jimi Hendrix as well. I don't know if Little Coin Shop's got any left in stock. If they have, grab them while you can. Because they will sell out fairly quickly as well.
The other one was the gold wedge-tail. Also in this, which is in a bit of a similar boat, sadly. It's been quite a busy month for us here, and we're only getting to film it this late. But there was some absolute, there's some absolute fantastic ones here. But there was sadly a couple that missed the filming boat.
We will grab some footage of them, though.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, Rubes, we come to the pointy end of the conversation. Which one for fun and which one for investment?
I'm torn up between the Greek goddesses here and, I guess Greek goddess versus Greek goddess. I quite like the Winged Victory, particularly that box, but the coin itself, and the antiquing here. I think I'm going to go with this one here, particularly because we're not really sure what's going to happen with this one in regards to a series. And it can be advantageous to pick that one up for for a series if you're not sure where it's going to go. So actually, I'm going to say this one for investment for me, and I'll say the box here with the Winged Victory in the 1 ounce silver for fun.
Yeah. No, I'm really struggling with this. I struggle most months with these questions. I don't know why I ask it.
Has there been one? I think there might have been like something like the SpongeBob or whatever. You're like, yeah, that's the fun one.
Yeah. But I really struggle with this because I like these 5 ounces are right up my alley. I love those slightly larger planchets. I love what Perth is doing with their design capabilities, their manufacturing capabilities. They're pushing the envelope in several different places. So those two really pop for me. They're probably the fun one. Whether I'd go the Kookaburra or the Wedge-tailed, being a bush pig from way back, I don't know. I'm really struggling because I grew up with both of them in my life. So I really like both of them. For the fun one, I'd probably end up with the Jimi Hendrix just to show my age.
Yes. Yeah.
Or possibly the Winged Victory. Having said that, I really like the kangaroo, the reverse gild.
Very cool.
Yeah, so I'm a bit on the fence with a few of them, but I'm going to go with the 5 ounces and the Jimi Hendrix, I think.
Got a question to spring at you, Michael, right at the end of this one.
Yep.
Are we going to see less of the 1 ounce gold coins as the price of gold continues to go up a little bit? Are we going to see, do you think, Perth perhaps adopt a few more of the quarter ounces or the 1/10ths in some of these potentially new series? Or do you think the 1 ounce gold will remain a staple in the numismatics?
I think the 1 ounce gold will remain a staple. I think the mintages will reduce. So instead of I think is there 250 in this?
I will be flashing it up on screen. That was my plan for some of these mintages.
It probably tells me it's 150. So already, I think that's a reduction. I think they used to do 2 or 250 on the gold. So I think you're going to see those mintages come down, and I think you'll see them expand into that quarter ounce and 1/10 in the gold particularly, because the quarter ounce is popular in the US, whereas the 1/10 is more popular in Australia. So I think you're going to see them play around with those sizes a bit more in the numismatics. The thing they can't get around though is, you can see the difference in planchet size between a 1 ounce and a quarter ounce. It's not a small amount. It's quite a bit. And when the whole reason behind numismatics is drawing out that design, it's not going to shock me if we don't see the quarter ounce change size, as in they roll it out a lot flatter to produce a larger planchet so they can play with that design a lot more.
I did wonder if the reverse gilding was potentially a step in that direction as well, to give you a gold look without...
It possibly is, yeah. So the interesting times. The next couple of years are going to be interesting to see how things shake out across the whole bullion, precious metal industry. I'm not just talking about the numismatic side of it, even moving into bullion coins, this discussion's going on. Now, basic gold is above, an ounce of gold is above 5,000. It brings in a whole new realm of things. So, what are we moving to with those other ones just in a bullion sense? But the numismatic guys, it's a whole new kettle of fish.
Indeed. All right. Thank you very much, Michael. Good job, Perth, for the April releases. Big thank you to our community as well. We will be crossing over 1,000 subscribers on the Little Coin Shop channel. So thank you to everyone who's jumped on board to this channel. Hopefully we will continue to bring you the very best of numismatics. A lot out of Perth, but hopefully some more variety.
Around the world.
Yeah, moving forward as well. Thank you very much to all of you for watching.
I'll see you again soon.
See ya.